part of our continuing coverage of Detroit after the bankruptcy, Detroit Public Television has produced stories on 3 historic city neighborhoods. We're going to bring you those stories here on American Black Journal over the next few months. Today we start with the area known as Conant Gardens on Detroit's northeast side.
It's hard for me to kind of quantify it in terms of what makes a neighborhood distinct. People just simply feel it.
Detroit is a giant city. It's 139 square miles. I don't even know how many neighborhoods.
We don't have a lot of apartment complexes or row houses. We have sprawling neighborhoods. Even some of the more modest areas are all based on private home ownership. That was very important for the people who came here, whether they came from the American South or whether they came from Europe or wherever they came from. They placed high priority on having that patch of land and that house and that piece of property. That was part of their dream.
Conant Gardens has always been integrated. There are a lot of Polish people still living here when we were named Conant Gardens. It was just the closeness of the neighborhood, and the European whites that live here and the African Americans that live here just got along beautifully.
Conant Gardens is really different. It was a status symbol.
This at one time was the greatest neighborhood in the state of Michigan and probably in the world. I'll even go that far to say it. It was just a close-knit neighborhood. It was a place where African Americans could build their own homes.
Mr. Conant was the leader of the Detroit Anti-Slavery Society in the 19th century. And so he was a strong activist and a believer in racial equality and in ending slavery. And so this area had no restrictive covenants. So it was integrated much earlier than the rest of the city was. So you have people moving in from the Lower East Side, from Paradise Valley, Black Bottom areas. You have African Americans, when they'd get some resources, funeral parlor directors or ministers or postal workers or teachers,
Doctors, clergy members, and so forth. And but again, it was an integrated neighborhood because the developer wasn't beholden to racial segregation.
They were middle class. The families were very close. Brothers and sisters. We had a lot of large families, but everyone knew each other. We didn't really, start dividing, until the riots, and everybody started going their separate ways.
The older people died off, and their children didn't take over their houses, and then they moved to different parts of the city. And so that left a lot of vacant homes where people, I wouldn't say strangers, but they were welcome to the neighborhood, but it just wasn't the same. Conant Gardens is very, very unique. There's been 1,000 stories written about our neighborhood. It is comprised of 640 acres of land, and Pershing High School is the largest structure in the neighborhood, and it's located on 19 acres of land.
Pershing is the anchor. I often see people that were here as a student, and the first thing they say is, Pershing still open? Are they going to close it? They can't close Pershing. Well, we have generations that are still there, and I was teasing them, do you have any more Dorseys that are coming now? I mean, we've had the grandmother, the mother, the son, and now, his son. So they laughed and said, no, not yet. It'll be a couple of years, Miss Conley. So it's a generational thing.
High schools and schools are a big part of neighborhoods. And we want the students at Pershing High School to know that there are some great people in the world that went to Pershing High School, the same high school you attended to. We went around to different people in the neighborhood saying that we want to write a book about our neighborhood, a history book about our neighborhood. Well, a lot of people didn't go along with it because we were all in our 70s and 80s. I'm 82 years old now, but we did it, and we're very proud of it. We went to the library and the Art Institute and the Detroit Historical and Burton Museum, and we dug, and we did it ourselves. The book came out in '99. This thing caught on like wildfire. Our book is now being read in 27 states and 8 foreign countries, and we're very proud of that. It makes you feel like a rock star somewhere when you go somewhere. They say, hey, aren't you Orland Jones? Didn't you write the book about Conant Gardens? I said, I didn't write the book, but I'm one of the authors. That makes you feel good.
If you don't know your past, you don't know where you're going. That's why we expound on that continuously to the students, to let them know that they have a history, they have a past, and it's a good one.
Who lived in this neighborhood and who went to Persian High School? You know, some of the kids pay attention, some of them don't. I had an interesting thing happen to me 3 or 4 years ago. I was out at Eastland Shopping Center. This young lady came running up to, "Hey, Mr. Jones, you don't remember me? I went to Persian High School. Persian High School is located at 18875 Ryan Road, right at East 7 Mile Road and Ryan Road. And Persian High School has 19 acres of land and is located in Conant Gardens, which is 640 acres. I said, well, I'll be dog. Somebody was listening.
The students and the people of the neighborhood need to know there are people here that still care about the neighborhood, and I know that they would like to share that history with their children. I tell people all the time, I'm going to Persian to do this, that, or the other. Oh, you still go there? Yes, I still. Aren't you afraid? No. No, afraid of what? It never entered my mind because it's home.
I've been living in this neighborhood 82 years. September this year, I'll be here 83 years. And I always tell people all the time, I'm not going anywhere. The neighborhood naturally is not like it was years ago, back in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. And what we are trying to do is we're trying to make an effort to bring this neighborhood back to honor our forefathers who helped build this great neighborhood.
The hope for the future for Conant Gardens is to see it at its grandest once again, and it's doable.
Finding a way to get along and get along together. That's the way it's supposed to be. I was born and raised in this neighborhood, and I'm 82 years old, and I know I have a responsibility to help bring this neighborhood back before I leave this good earth.
Be sure to tune in on the last Sunday in October for the next installment of the Detroit Neighborhood Series. We want to thank the project's funders, the Michigan Humanities Council and Renaissance Journalism, and a special thanks to our content partners here, the Detroit Journalism Cooperative.